I deal with so many people who have not got no callbacks, emails, dry, everything. And most of the time, it's all bad packaging. They got a bad LinkedIn, bad resume.
You could be bad interviewer. We talked about this before.
Yeah. Not that. So now we go from some of these people in the last 90 days have increased their salaries by 30K, almost 30K, and almost 50K. Mm-hmm. And somebody listening to this will say, how? Because we did the work. I had a little fun back and forth with the guy, and I left it alone. Once I realized he was soft, I just left it alone.
Please, please, please.
So he says, age of disclosure, I have not had and let me change the thing that I have on here. Age of disclosure, I have not had a full-time job since October 2024. Since that time, I've only secured a part-time executive role that has been a little more stressful than relieving. But we are grateful. After submitting 124 applications since October 2024, I have a tracker. I've received some form of response from 15 organizations, done initial interviews with 10, and made it to the final round for 5, including a part-time opportunity, and ghosted by the rest. Now, I didn't even read his whole thing, right? After the first one, I just said, hey, 124 in 2 years isn't enough apps.
124 apps in 2 years?
Yeah.
Bye. That's not even enough for... Bye.
He said, right, says you got it. I said, in 2018, I did over 100 in a couple of months, and even that was light. Don't mean to be dismissive, but that is not something you should tell people who are doing the best they can.
That's what he said?
I'm like, dude, you a man.
You're not doing the best you can.
Exactly. Not just me, anybody. The solution isn't to work harder. I was like, you're a man, and you're not doing the best you can if that's all you apply to in 2 years.
That's what you said?
Yes.
Please say it again.
You're a man, and you're not doing the best you can if that's all you apply to in 2 years. Also, you probably have a bad job search strategy. I noticed because of the many clients I helped get jobs over the last 6 years. Some women came up here saying you're a man to him is so harmful, honestly. Sometimes men are the worst enemy to their brethren. You don't know him, nor do you know the field that he's in. So saying 124 apps in 2 years isn't enough. In honesty, without context and kind of wild, he is also helping to raise 2 children, so he's a father. Very much a man. He came here.
It's the voice for me. It's the voice for me.
Because that pissed me off. Because I stopped.
I know what type of person you are.
When he said that, I stopped. But this is what I got to say to all y'all. Where my thing at real quick? There we go.
How the fuck is you gonna tell me about some shit you ain't never seen, bitch ass nigga? You can mess me with the whole ass shenanigans, my nigga.
That's what I want to tell him. I was like, bro, you talking about 2, I got 3. It wasn't even about who's doing what. It was just like, that's not enough.
And that can be hurtful to you to hear that that's not enough, but that is truly not enough.
But all the women,
because wait, all of those can be bad.
I didn't even finish this whole thing. Let me see what else he said. I worked my networks, got an inside scoop on roles, applied for the roles that I would be considered overqualified for. Number one, you shouldn't have applied to stuff you was overqualified for. Tailored my resume without AI. I followed up, sent messages to HR team members, and I've gotten the same response. Now, I'm aware of the recent Stanford University study that has shown how AI has impacted the job market and has segmented many people out of the workforce in almost indefinite way. But I would be dishonest in saying that this response don't sting. For me,
it can sting. That's the good thing about it. It can sting. It should sting and have you like, dang, that wasn't enough.
Right.
And that's the beauty of growth. It should sting. It should, because you thought you was doing your big one and someone told you you weren't.
But if he wasn't willing to be so soft, we probably could have got somewhere. But I was like,
stop calling him soft, please.
It's soft. The fact that you told me is like that ain't how. I don't care whether you got kids, whatever lifestyle. It's soft. I know women that got clients that's in the pot for way more jobs than that.
In 2 years?
Yes.
And I mean,
people can do 10 or 20 a day.
let's just say, okay, he felt like that was a lot. For example, if the feedback was me and I felt like that was a lot and you was like, that's nothing, I would be like, dang, well, I would have been like, well, what is an acceptable amount for 2 years of being unemployed? I would ask. And then, because that's a genuine question. Because if you tell me 10,000, I'm just throwing a number out. If you say you should have applied for 10,000 jobs in 2 years, that lets me know that I am way off of where I should or could possibly be.
Yeah. On X though, there was a chick who said she was unemployed for like a couple of years and she applied for like 10,000.
I mean, that's a big number, but I'm just saying that's a big difference than.
Hang on, look. He said, for me, this is not about value because I know my worth, but living in reality means realizing that if I desire to move deeper into my life as an artist, I need to also be practical, and that's what I've been.
As an artist?
Yeah. However, the rejections keep reminding me that there is nothing about my life that has been completely reasonable or normal. My life has never been conventional, even when I wanted it to be. I'm going to be honest and say that I have no clue what this means. I just know how this feels. It's confusing, frustrating, also liberating. My experience may be personal, but it isn't unique. It seems many of us are living a similar experience, and we are searching for new meaning, a new life. Here's a woman. I just came to say, please
Man,
keep your head up.
Please
Black
go.
man, I'm
Please
praying
go.
for you,
Please
and not
go.
just for the job, but mental capacity. Remember who you are, whose you are.
Please get away from me with the voice, please.
Hey, man. See, this that bull. This nigga said, praying for you, brother. I'm in church right now. Whisper your name to God, and it's a picture of an empty church. I don't want everybody praying for me, number one.
That part.
You are doing all you can. That divine role and assignment is coming soon. Continue to stay encouraged, bro.
Man gone somewhere.
Thank you. Another woman said the same thing I said. In the most respectful way, 124 in 2 years is not enough. Only becoming because it's on trees. You got this, but brother, that's less than one application a day. Even unemployment would disqualify you due to this. Please apply to more, even if you hire someone for $10 on Fiverr or Upwork to do it for you. Respectfully, you only know what I posted. You could have asked other questions. If you are curious about what else has been going on the past 2 years, people really have to learn that social media is only a snapshot of a person's life and what they choose
I
to
mean,
scroll.
but you put it in, you put it out as in like I want some feedback, and then weren't happy when you kind of received some of that feedback. And again, it's okay if it does sting, but the sting is it's trying to help you realize like, okay, I need to switch it up. And if it's not been being successful for you, then maybe you do need to switch it up.
Yeah, she said, well, I was...
And she said, whatever, she gave a disclaimer before she said, you know, in the most respectful way, and I understand what you did, woo, woo, woo. And I think that we have to get past, like, kind of our egos, and you might hear or learn or understand some things that you're doing that are not working for you.
Yeah. So she said, well, I responded to what you posted. You're being sensitive to a response of what you posted. If it was 1,000, I have a question, but it's simply your effort. Maybe not share next time or give a better perspective. Good luck, brother. And yeah, that's the same thing. When I made my post, another woman replied to it, and she also said, well, I applied to 1,000. I said, now that's a better number. It looked a little spray and pray-ish, but that's a better number. And the people, like I said, willing to get out their feelings, I can show you some things. Literally.
I mean, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. That's what it is. It's a numbers game.
I deal with so many people who have not got no callbacks, emails, dry, everything. And most of the time, it's all bad packaging. They got a bad LinkedIn, bad resume.
You could be a bad interviewer. We talked about this before.
Yeah. So now we go from some of these people in the last 90 days have increased their salaries by 30K, almost 30K, and almost 50K. And somebody listening is going to say, how? Because we did the work. I just posted, I helped my client do a salary negotiation. He had 2 offers. One came in for the low ball. It was 80 G's. And then they was talking about, we'll move you to 85 in January if you hitting your KPIs. And I was like, man, that's low, bro. Because the role was low, more of a tier 3, like SOC analyst role. I said, that's super low. The average was 110 to something. So they super low. And we tried to negotiate for that. They didn't want to budge. And then when it came to EY came in, I think, at 85. I said, they came at 85. We can get some more. Wrote up a good negotiation script. And I'm probably going to tell people on Monday or something like that if they want that script to join my mailing list. But he was able to get them just base. I think we went from 85 to 96K. And then I think, got his bonus and stuff. So his comp is probably going to be 6-figure comp. And so he's went from making currently $68,000 that he about to be making 96.
Hey, let's go. That's one. I can't say what I want to say, but you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, but before we got together, I was like, okay, dude, you're right here, and you're trying to get right there, and you're super close. You're just doing some stuff you don't know how to do that. And it was a simple stuff. I would tell everybody, hey, if you applying to jobs and if
your strategy ain't working, it's time to change up the strategy, point blank, period. Whether that involves bringing in a career coach, practicing your interview skills, practicing answering questions, interviewing.
You're right, but here's the thing. You can practice it, but even AI be biased towards some of your answers sometimes. It'll take a person in whatever field or something that you're trying to get into a level up in to say, I don't know about that one. That didn't seem competent enough. You're a little shaky. So that's what we did. We prep. I can show everybody the prep, everything that we did, and that's the level of work it took to get there. And I know people right now that's trying to do it on their own and trying to be doing a cheap way out, and it ain't working for them.
It's not.
And the money that you pay ain't just a one-time thing. That same money going to help you in the next role. So now his next role, he probably going to go from 96 to 150 or something like that. And he said, man, you know what? That was well-spent money I spent a year ago or 2 years ago. That's typically how it works. But to get back on topic of things that I actually did. So I had found some articles, and I'm going to just read the tops of them of it. So I did this. This was July 31st, 2026. And it said, how long does it take to find a job after a layoff? And I really want to know, like, how many roles do people apply to? Okay, so this don't have it the way I want to. Let me go here. So 1 in 5 laid off workers submitted over 100 applications before finding a job, says new report. Let me zoom out of here. This shit too. All right. Amidst the challenging job market, a new report from Zeddy found that American workers are struggling to land new jobs. A career resume platform surveyed almost 1,000 Americans who have experienced a layoff in the past 2 years. According to the report, 53% of laid-off workers submitted more than 50 applications before landing a new role, and 1 in 5 submitted over 100. Additionally, over 30% of laid-off workers were unemployed for over 90 days before securing a new job, even though 76% of them began the job search less than a month after being laid off. Now, let's see where we at. They talking about how much stuff I don't care about. Because I have some numbers in my write-up that maybe I should just go to real quick. Let me see. Let me do this. So, yeah. Reemployment timelines and the current economic landscapes demonstrate a marked divergence between central tendencies. Bureau of Labor Statistics data cited by Career Minds demonstrated that the median duration of unemployment stands 11.6 weeks. So that's 3 months, whereas the mean stretches to 26 weeks. And so that's cool now. Application volume. So the friction inherent in candidates processing has forced a significant escalation in application output. Zeddy's empirical research indicates that, we already read this, 53% of laid off workers were required to submit more than 50 apps, with 20% submitting over 100 apps before finding a role. And so we got a good chart right here. Less than 25 applications, 19% of candidates, 25 to 50, 28%, 51 to 100, 33%, greater than 150 applications, 4%. As Resume World highlights, typical candidates yield offer letters within the baseline range of 100 to 200 total submitted applications over the life cycle of their search. The conversion funnel narrows drastically. Corporate roles regularly attract hundreds of applicants while screening only 6 to 10 candidates for initial interviews. So, yeah, they got some search strategies on here for people where, like, hey, if you do 10 or 15 a week, so 10 to 15, so we're going to say at the most he did 10 apps a week. It's what, 52 weeks, right? That'll be 520 apps.
I mean, a lot of applications, all applications don't have to be a lengthy process. Some of them can be easy submit, easy apply.
But you kind of want to watch out for them joints because sometimes it was an article. I don't know if I read it.
I'm just saying to add to the number.
No. I'm going to get with you. But some of them I found out, like, if you do LinkedIn Easy Apply, it's removing stuff from your resume and stuff and pushing you down. And it's not working the way it should as if you would have applied on the site. But all in all, I just thought it was like, I got a homie who, when I was talking about earlier about how the job did him down bad, he been applying to like 10 a day. So he been having his interviews come in and everything else.
Yeah, so on that. When you frustrated and tired, you be like, let me just do something crazy. And I'm not saying the guy isn't frustrated or tired, but he may just want to kind of revamp and rethink the way he's approaching his current situation.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. And like I said, in all actuality, like, he could have just asked. Like, when I was doing my 100, they were still somewhat targeted. I wouldn't just apply to any everything. Now, in some instances, though, there were some roles, there was some overlap, but I don't think I was the best fit for them. But I was just applying all stuff security related that was in the region. Or, at the time, remote wasn't big. So that's another thing, too. Now it's more remote stuff like, shit, make you an agent.
Yeah.
And I would have said, well, if that's the case, like, you probably got a skill set where you probably can do something on your own. Like, we could have talked because he was like, executive boards. I didn't even, because my objective wasn't even to be, well, what type of executive are you? I wasn't even trying to play him. Like, a lot of people, like, do that. I really wasn't. I was like, I just think it's like, okay, cool. You skinned your knee and you still crying over, hey, man, go disinfect it, put some Neosporin on it, put a Band-Aid on it, and get on about your day.